Welcome everyone to another quick live stream. Still stunned by the strange maintenance of tools inside the Linux kernel like perf, performance profiling, which I'm already not the most thrilled that like this kind of tools like perf, performance monitoring tools, are maintained inside the Linux kernel, like 1 gigabyte or so of hundreds, thousands of files. Proper, because in my opinion the kernel should be the kernel, because the problem is now you only want the performance profiling perf tool and then you need to download all the Linux kernel. But the other thing is they didn't release it for a long time. So for quite a while, I think I didn't even package it initially because I thought, nah, it's like some custom perf tool that Linux kernel is like, nah, whatever. But then it became a bigger thing and eventually I packaged it. And some years ago it annoyed me, obviously a recurring theme here, that just for the perf tool, and then you also need to build it with like seeding. Did I? Okay, good. Then I can probably, yeah, so this was not ideal in my opinion, but yeah, whatever. Then eventually, by pure chance, probably as a win-win here live on this channel, I found like, hey, they actually finally release it. In my opinion, how it should be, right? So this is how, in my opinion, stuff should be released. So someone of the other many Linux kernel plumbers had mercy and agreed. And so like in 2018, they started to release that here apparently. Of course, as usual, it took like a year or two for me to notice, right? Because like it's not like there is a big announcement on some news sites like, hey, the Linux kernel people now properly release their 2 megabyte profiling thing. Then I switched to that, probably live on some live stream here a year or two ago. And so today I quickly wanted to profile something, and it's like what the heck? After 25 years and over 3 years left with this channel, this perf stuff doesn't build anymore, right? Recurring theme here, epic thread wrapping, faster to build errors, and it's like, yeah, 2022, last year apparently, and like bin utils of thankfully reusing functions, not rewriting everything from scratch, so reusing bin util disassembly stuff, and it's like util annotation, error too few arguments, right? And only then I noticed, like going here and it's like darn out of things, and then I looked at that and like why is this some years old? And then I looked here at the downloads, like dude, so first they didn't release it, then they thankfully started to release it, and then they stopped right in 2021. It's like, and that is the math, in my opinion. And yes, the BSD people were like, hey, we have a nice world BSD package thing and everything is amazing. And welcome everyone. And so it took me like a year, as usual, right? There's not like a big news site announcement like, hey, the Linux kernel people stop releasing proper perf tools, right? Only because this shit doesn't build anymore. Of course it is probably patched. I mean, so there were patches and it's not like a one-liner, at least with detection and stuff. Normally I would have just cherry-picked here one-liner, but it's like a handful of patches because testing, API testing and dynamically and stuff. Someone even asks there like, hey, can we have this in stable, like, hey, just like some months ago? It's like, hey, would the stable maintainers please consider backporting the following series of patches because obviously build errors. And Greg Crow-Hartman even like, hey, do we have the exact ideas, like what exact git commit IDs you need here? And it's like, yeah, no reply. It's like, yeah, no reply means nothing done, right? I mean, it probably builds. And so what does it mean for me, right? I mean, for me, the whole stuff remains as if packaging 5,000, or how many packages do we have? Yeah, I think over 5,000. As if packaging and stealing, previous video, 5,000 open source packages wouldn't be enough work of someone's lifetime. And then first not packaging it, then eventually having mercy and packaging it, and then stop packaging it. It's like there is really a limit of silliness and time wasting. Like think all the other 1,963 Linux distributions who all need to go through. I mean, okay, probably 1,000 other Linux distributions don't even care about like developers, and having everything packaged in an amazing working state. But now I need to. I mean, I'm obviously not for. As there are in the Linux kernel, I mean, not that there would be nice source tables, it's obviously too much to ask for supporting developers working on open source software to having proper release source tables. mean, obviously I reverted as we unlocked. Yes, still subverted. This commit, I reverted that, and that commit is my previous switching. It's like, yeah, 2 years later or so. Let's actually check. Oh, 2022 only. So yeah, only not even a year ago, right? Until I noticed that this existed. So after, like not even 1 year later, it's like years, they stopped releasing that already. Thank you very much. So reverting that, however, because that is also changing for our code, less fully automatic build system. Because the source table is slightly differently created with all the kernel stuff. The source tier, this is why I revert that and then update that. So let's see. And like, yeah, it's, oh, did I not run, what have I even run here? I thought I'd run, which kernel do we even, I lose overview. Where are we at? I also updated Z, 616. I thought I'd run that a second ago. But yeah, if you're wondering why there still is not a microkernel of my dreams, because I spent all day of my life maintaining behind the silliness, right? And if this would be some abandoned Apple project, I think I did this wrong. If this would be someone's hobby project in the attic, but for the state of the art, maybe this was incorrect. I lost overview what they use or not. 6.1. Probably, maybe. Let's check that. Not that we, because the problem is the file is already downloaded from all the other. Yes, 6.0 Linux 6.0. Yeah, it was odd 0. Good. Yeah, let's try build that. It's of course a waste of time of extracting also, like if you don't do this on late. I mean, sure, not everyone is building on Amiga or Nintendo 64 or SG Octane or 2 stuff. But yeah, I mean, SGI Octane, right? Or last year's Intel Core i3 or stuff, unpacking hundreds, thousands of files in 1 gigabyte of stuff just to build a tiny little 2 megabyte when compressed perf tool. Amazing stuff. But yeah, this kind of stuff's like, yeah, the Linux Foundation has so much money and donations, and I mean, some things obviously not the Linux Foundation, all the developers maintain, oops, no, I clicked there, shit, I closed something. I mean, yeah, we get some Linux kernel, right, but some of the surrounding stuff, it's like, what were they thinking? It's, yeah. So yeah, I think all the context was probably in the video. Not screaming full screen. What do you mean? Ah, yeah, there is. Sorry, there. All right, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in Tmux. Sorry, not the. Yeah, because I just rebooted. No, I usually have in Tmux. This is why I have a 16 by 10 screen live streaming to 16 by a 9. Anyway, that's it for this video. Excuse me, I'm still recovering. Yeah, but the Linux Foundation, I said this in a previous video, I wonder what the Linux Foundation is doing with all the money. They recently had a new project, right? What was the new Linux Foundation? Or did they also want to, what was it? No, providing infrastructure for other XDEC to machine learning, artificially managed global. Ah, right, maybe. Maybe this. This is so stupid. I should revive my IT news and stuff, because it's like, yeah, they can't release their tools proper, but they need to. I mean, like the Linux. My opinion is the Linux Foundation should do Linux stuff and not like agriculture, AI. This is so silly. This is this kind of stuff where they waste 100,000. Like, instead of, in my opinion, I said this previously, wasting all the millions of bullshit. It's probably like kinder the political corruption of spending all the money for unrelated stuff for your friends and family. My outside impression, I don't have any inside views. But yeah, so why is this? Ah, wait, I built this wrong. Shit. Only live on this channel building the wrong package. Yeah, but that's for this video. Why does it? This look strange. Alright, I don't have this in T-Max. So. Okay, that still builds. So far, so good. So now I have it's like obviously some warnings. Maybe used Linux kernel tools might be used uninitialized. Man, what was going on here with doing Mac J32? Why is this colored? You should not run uni. Oh, this always fixed that. Yeah. What is going on here with configuration? libnuma. Okay, don't need that. Lib unwind. Probably should check. Anyway, that was a video. That's for this video. Check perf unwind, which was two stuff, because there are like at least two. Because one is alright. One is unwind. Maybe the GNU unwind, isn't it? I mean, we could check. Okay, you get a like this. You see a bit more, right? Oh man, I hope that is over soon. I guess it's a GNU unwind. I'm not sure if it's in our package cache, but maybe it isn't, because the other is LLVM, and usually the Linux stuff is using more of the GNU stuff and not the new LLVM stuff. So let's try this perf thing again. And so for me, even with my dynamic temp FS now, also. Yeah, it's not colored. So now a little bit hard to see. I also this less R also triggers me. Like once upon a time, this I think it now it works. Why did it not work previously? Okay, because this should do the escape code. So yeah, this is now lib unwind. So unwind. There is it on yeah. We could directly update the cache, and theoretically, in the long run, we should even mark the optional dependencies. Yeah, some stuff here is incorrect though. I need to wonder if it even uses. Yeah, it's probably some. I should check though, but what else did I want? glibc. Did it even use Meson? Ah, this is some stupid Python stuff. That is. Yeah, as expected. Why is this stuff reading all this bloody Python side package shit? This is ridiculous. Oh, my automated file use tracking in 2023 is also not what it once was. Probably should check Sling then too. Okay, this actually did use that. Interesting. Anyway, that's it for this video. It's yeah. Maybe I should actually comment whether Yeah. That we switch back to a Linux kernel. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and have a good day or night, and see you next time for all the development code and fun to come.